Hi guys, it is Thursday. Yeah, that's right, Thursday. I'm recording a little later than I normally record. Normally I record on my way to work every morning and sometimes at lunch or on my way home or whatever, and then I post that night. Um, Today I'm just now getting around to recording, and I thought long and hard about, was I even going to mention the reason why? Did I want to say anything? But then I got to thinking about it, and it's kind of important, and it's something that, if you do not have a special needs kid, it might not be anything you even think about. But the main reason this morning I did not record first thing this morning was I did not go to work today. I initially was going to go to work after I had a meeting this morning, but I had to set up a time to go have an emergency meeting with one of my children's principals. And make a long story short, I think I've mentioned, I don't know if I have or not, one of our children has autism. They're high functioning autism, but they have autism. And it's not hard in the sense of, oh my gosh, every day is a challenge. But it is difficult because you have to navigate in a world with someone who's very, very intelligent. I mean, more intelligent. I have a bachelor's degree in accounting and hopefully a master's and then my doctorate. And let me tell you, accounting classes are not easy if you've ever taken any accounting classes. But the way someone with autism's mind thinks, it's out of this world. It's very amazing and enlightening. Anyway, I digress. My point is it's a challenge in that you have to see things in a different light. It's not black and white to someone whose brain functions totally different. It's not a square and a circle. It's totally different. It's a completely different mindset. Well, we've known since he was 3. Actually, we knew before that, but it wasn't until he could enter into preschool that we knew that things were different. So it's always been, ever since he's been in school, he's had, if you have a special needs child, they have something called an IEP that is kind of like guidelines to help children because, regular ed classes can benefit them, and it's very good. It helps in building structure and social skills and so many different things, but they need, their brain processes things different. Where you and I can sit there and see 5 times 5 is 25. They might see 5 times 5, and then to get to the answer, it's totally different than just 5 times 5. And I know that's very small and minuscule in the whole scheme of things. But anyway, so we have had fantastic. Where my children go to school, I'm going to cry. We have been so blessed, so blessed. We have had special ed teachers that are above and beyond great. I mean, I can't even, that's not even the proper word. They have connected with my child. They've seen how he ticks, how he works, what they need to do to encourage him and propel him so that he can be successful, because the type of autism that he has a very high chance that he can function in society. He can live on his own, that he can get married, that he can have children, that he can live a productive life, which is, the point and what you hope for all your children. Well, we had an incident in school yesterday. We had a couple of incidents, but the main one was a result of bullying, I guess would be the best way to explain it. And I'm not talking about bullying. I know everyone says, oh, I was bullied in school. I want to stop right there. We weren't all bullied in school. Yes, people picked on us, but you know what? People pick on you as an adult. That's not considered bullying. What I consider bullying is when you know someone is in a situation that you can take advantage of them, whether it be with your words, whether it be with your actions, whether it be any form that you can coerce them or cause them to do things, feel inferior, feel depressed. That's bullying. And it might not be what people think, oh, well, bullying, they have to put their hands. No, you can bully someone with never laying a hand on them. You can bully someone in so many different ways. Second thing, Snapchat. I use it. I'm an adult. I know how to be responsible, Just because something says that it's disappearing, guess what? If you're a child, if you're a young kid, I know some of my kids watch this channel, listen to this and listen to me carefully. Nothing is ever gone from the internet. Nothing ever, ever. I don't care if you think it disappears. I don't think if you think it's gone. It's there. It never goes away. You might not be able to see it. We might not be able to see it, but I can promise you it's there. So, we had an incident yesterday, and it involved Snapchat and my child's with special needs. And I'm just going to put it out there. I search my kids' phones. All of my kids have cell phones. 2 of them don't really use them so much as cell phones. They use them to play games. It's kind of like an iPod, and they have music. And, of course, they have their tablets. But my oldest 2, they're still at home. I have an older one that's not at home, of course. You guys have seen her. She's pregnant and married and, been married for a while. But I check my children's phone. It's my responsibility to make sure that I guide them and teach them and help them. In searching the phone, I came across some very disturbing information. No, it was not illegal in the sense of it was not stuff that is illegal to obtain, but it was things that was being coerced. Children were coercing my special needs child, and they were recording him and laughing and thinking it was funny, and they were telling him to say things that, quite frankly, if I said them as an adult, I would expect someone to knock me on the floor. And these kids were laughing and thinking it was funny, which, okay, it could be taken in a comical light, but here's the thing. I want you to listen, and I want you to listen very carefully. People wonder why children go off on school campus and they end up hurting people. And then they come back and they're like, well, they had, like the last school shooting, the child had Asperger's. And then they have this. Let me tell you something. When you laugh at a child, that is completely different from laughing with a child. If you're a school-aged person, if you're laughing at someone, that hurts them. And especially if they're a special needs person and it doesn't click with them that you're laughing at them, because all they want to do is be accepted and be friends with you and be like one of the other people. Because believe it or not, they might put up a brave front. They know they're different. They know that things are different for them. They know it's difficult for them. All they want is for every single one of you that are regular people to like them. They want to be accepted. They want friends. And I really firmly believe, not saying it's right because it's wrong, it's completely and totally wrong. 100%. Taking another person's life, unless you are defending yourself, is wrong. Flat out wrong. But we have to understand that when we laugh at people, that causes scars, that causes damage, that causes pain. And once they get smart enough and they realize, you know what? When they realize you're laughing at them and not with them, and all this time they thought you were their friend, and in reality you were making fun of them, it hurts. And you know what? They don't have the facilities and the capability to process everything. Like you and I, we know if someone hurts us, we get angry, we process it, we deal with it, we move on. Well, guess what? Children with special needs, not all of them, but a lot of them lack the capability to process things in a logical way. So when they realize people are laughing at them, it devastates them because all they wanted to do was be accepted. So I'm basically saying, and I guess this kind of goes along with yesterday's post, let people know you love them. And I don't care if you're different. Guess what? I might look normal, but I'm different from you. And you're different from your friends, and your friends are different from their friends, and your parents are different from my parents, and we're all unique individuals. Nobody's more special than anyone. Guess what? We all sleep, we all eat, we all go to the bathroom, and one day we will all die. It's the course of action. And in that, our job is to love and be kind to one another, no matter what. I don't care if you're purple, black, orange, yellow. I don't care if you're a savant. I don't care if you're mentally challenged. I don't care what you are. Our job, and especially I feel this because I feel like, that's God's calling. We are supposed to be kind and love one another. I don't care who you are, what you are. It doesn't matter. And when we take the moment and we realize that person that we're laughing at, it might be cute and we might think it's funny, but all they want is for you to accept them. Just like you wants your friends to accept you, I promise you there's a lot of things that happen in this world that wouldn't happen. So I guess in the whole reason of this, I want to say, stop and think how you treat people. Yeah, we all have off days. We all have days where we're like, oh my gosh, I can't deal today. We all have that. I don't care who you are. There are very rarely do you have a day, every single day of your life, you get up and you're like, woohoo. But you know what? You can choose to be nice to everyone, and you can choose, even if you don't like someone, you can still choose to keep your mouth shut, and you can still choose to smile, because you know what? God created them, and in God's image, we're all special. Doesn't matter who we are. Special needs, not special needs. Super intelligent, not super intelligent. Skinny, fat. Hey, look, people can make fun of me. I'm overweight. I've owned it. I've had 5 kids. Life happens. But the point is we need to take a moment every day to think about our actions. And especially when you're in high school and middle school and elementary school, your actions, to you, it just might be something that you do that day. But guess what? The people you do things to, whether it's nice or whether it's not nice, it stays with those people. I have friends from first grade that I can remember things, good and bad, that people did to other people, that even people did to me, and it sticks with you. And you don't want people to look back and say, well, you remember that person in school? You remember this person in school? They were always ugly. They were making fun of people, because you know what? You never know. They might be the ones that are owning that business that you want to get hired at. Or they might be the ones that are in a position that you have a company that you want to work with, and they decide whether or not they want to work with you. And those things that you decide to do in your elementary school years and your middle school years and your high school years, it sticks with people. And even more in college, because in college, that's a whole nother ball game. That you're networking and forming bonds that are lifelong bonds. And a lot of bonds in high school and middle school and elementary are the same thing. But you got to take a moment to think about what you do. Think about your actions. Think about your words. Because you never know what your actions and words are doing to other people. No, my children are not perfect. All 5 of my children. I have 6. One's in heaven. But my 5 that are on earth, I will never say they will never do this or never do that, because they're people. They're humans. We all do things. We all make mistakes. Children are not limited to that. Adults make mistakes. We all, as human people, we make choices that can either be good choices or bad choices. Some of them are mistakes that we learn from. Some of them, they have no repercussions. But no matter what, you are called to be kind and nice to everyone. And just because you think something's funny or you think something's cute and Snapchat it out to the entire world, guess what? That can alter someone's life. Alter it. Change their path. All because you thought you were doing something cute. So I call you, each and every one of you, before you Snapchat something or before you do this or before you do that, think about it. Okay? And I know there's tons of other sites. Snapchat's just the one I'm on right now because everybody thinks it's cool. You can delete it. It doesn't automatically delete. I promise you. And things you put out there, even things I put out there. I have a YouTube channel. This is probably the longest video you will ever see me put out. But we need to be kind to each other. If you don't get anything else from me, I hope you be kind to one another. Let the people know that you love them every day. Because kindness will get you so much further in life. Not only it makes you feel better. When you're being ugly to people, I'm sorry. I don't care what you say. If you want to be ugly, be ugly. That's your thing. But you know what? That means inside you feel ugly. Not cool. I love you guys. Peace. Subscribe. Stay dazed and slightly confused. And tell someone you love them today.